All right. It's a good way to start. Check, check. So, wait, why am I? Hey, hey, hey. What's up? Yeah, I was sitting there listening for a bit. I haven't started playing yet. So, what's up? It's been a little bit. I haven't been doing a lot of videos. Um, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to hop on here. You know, I taught myself a lesson this weekend. I had a so my kids are musicians, um, and oh, I can totally hear myself because I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry. Hold up. Okay, sorry. I was just testing. Um, No, connection's good. We're fine. Okay. So, as I'd said, that's kind of the reason why I wanted to hop on here. Is I wanted to hop on and talk about uh, over the weekend. My kids they're in a band and they had a gig, right, and they played three out of 4 nights this weekend. They played Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and they were great. And they're young, they're teenagers, so it's a good start. But they're one of the, I know they're my kids, so I'm probably coming off as a homer, but they're pretty damn good for 15, 17, and I think the two other kids in the band are also 17 or 18 years old. They're not much older. They're all the same age, more or less, except my son, the drummer. One of my sons. My son is also the lead vocalist and guitarist. He's 17. The drummer son is 15, and he's only been playing like 18 months, probably less than that, and he's already tremendous. And then my 17-year-old son's been playing guitar, like he's a multi instrumentalist since he's like 8 years old. So the kid's phenomenally talented. And then there's my oldest son who is participating in a Shakespeare show and also playing, like he sang a song with my son's band. And then my three sons together, he is 24, my oldest. He's in a band with them called Motel Oblivion, and my other son's band's name is called Better Tell Jazzy. So please check those out. They're on Instagram, both of them. Motel Oblivion, and Better Tell Jazzy. Definitely check them out. One's Motel Oblivion's probably a little heavier, but they don't have any original music or anything yet. Right now, they're just videos of them doing covers and whatnot. But they've literally just played their first handful of gigs like over the past several months, so they're getting there. Anyway, I'm way off topic. I'm gonna side quest the crap out of everything because I'm coming down slowly off of a whole bunch of drugs. And I don't mean illicit drugs or illegal drugs, although there are some edibles involved there. But those were just to help me sleep and deal with discomfort. So I've had a back problem since June, the first week of June. Something happened in my back. Felt like I got shot in the back. Felt like I got stabbed in the back, and it just never stopped. Like it just kept going. And if any of you out there have ever dealt with such a thing, and you have insurance at all, or you, I mean, if you lack insurance, my goodness, I'll get to that in a second. But if you've dealt with insurance before when there are MRIs and all kinds of stuff involved and testing, and especially when they can't just initially go, that's the problem. We see what the problem is. So I had a unique problem to begin with. And then on top of that, I've already, like, and it's similar to the shoulder problem I had. Uh, I'm a neurodivergent person. I have AUDHD, and I have discovered over the last well, I've known my whole life that it takes gargantuan amounts of medication to affect me one way or the other, good, bad, or otherwise. And it's the same with pain in general. However, for some reason, this back pain crippled me. Like it completely knocked me on my ass for the entirety of the summer. That it took them to figure out um, what the problem was, what the right course of action was. And a lot of that was due to shitty insurance companies or a shitty insurance company. I know they're all shitty, but I can only really attest to one of them being particularly shitty, and that's the one that I'm under right now, which I won't name because I'm not here to slam anyone or anything in particular. I'm just here to kind of explain what's been going on. And I've been trying, like, so I've been out of work. I've been out on disability for 3 months. And I thought during that period, I said, well, I know I'm in a lot of pain. And once they figure out how to mitigate that pain, the solution until it took them a month and a half, almost 6 whole weeks, to figure out for the insurance to approve an MRI and all of that when the pain clearly wasn't going away, and all that was helping me with the pain was gargantuan amounts of Valium um, that would make me unable to basically leave my house. I wouldn't be able to drive. I wasn't very coherent, and I have forgotten great portions of the summer. To be honest with you, I have like so there's a friend. There are two friends of mine, Joe and Jerry. They have a friend. They have a show called Heavy Water 77. If you're a Styx fan, go check that out. It's on YouTube. Heavy Water 77. They're tremendous. Joe is super knowledgeable about what he knows and what he talks about. Jerry's funny and he's also knowledgeable. Uh, Joe is the first person that I've come across in a long time to make me stand up at attention and go, oh my God, like that guy knows a lot of shit. And Jerry knows his fair amount. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say he's a moron or anything, but Joe seems encyclopedic. In any case, I would if you're into Styx, I would check that band out. I mean that show out, Heavy Water 77. And the reason why I bring that up is because I'm responsible for the open on that show. So, and apparently I created this whole open, and I don't really remember doing it. I just watched it again for the other day, and it still feels new to me, like it's brand new, and it's really good. Like I'm really impressed with myself that I was able to like to get that done under the circumstances, because basically my two states of being over the summer here has been loopy and high, or in bed and in pain, and there was only one comfortable position, which would be laying on my left side. That was like literally the only comfortable position I could find. So sitting, standing, walking, laying on my back, laying on my stomach, laying on my right side, sitting on a couch propped up, none of it was really helpful. Some was more intense than others. Obviously, I didn't spend an entire summer laying in bed or high. I spent an entire summer either being in intense pain or high, or both. There were some days where the medications just didn't work. So yesterday, I got 3 injections in my spine, and that was horrific. But I'm happy to say that it seems like, I mean, now granted that whole area has to heal because they've stuck needles into my spine. But even without that being fully healed, I feel a tad bit better than I have been, and that's good. So why am I here to talk about this? So the beginning of this year, I desperately. Last year was rough because my mom died, and I was back and forth to New York City and to Long Island and all that, and that's a trip for me from where I am. So I was back and forth there like once a week, on average, once every 2 weeks for the better part of 8 months at least, until we gathered my mom's house up, sold it, and did all that. And then the 4 months after that was kind of processing. Both my parents are gone, childhood is over, whatever, right? That's a lot of processing to do, especially for someone who also went through an entire ordeal last year, finding out that I was misdiagnosed bipolar disorder for the better part of 15 years and was on medications that were very bad for me, especially for someone who doesn't have the condition that you're being medicated for. So, I had to go. So, in the process of my grief and in the process of getting through all of that, I also was learning about myself and about my neurodivergence and how, in fact, I actually had ADHD and autism, which was shocking for everyone to find out except for myself and my wife, because it makes sense. If you know me on any level whatsoever, you would totally be like, yeah, I could see where you're AUDHD for sure. Um, there was a lot of back and forth with my family over that, and I won't go into that. But last year was rough, right? So I've been doing this Redbeard videos thing for the better part of 4 years now, with starts a lot of starts and stops. There's been and the one thing that I hear in this industry, that if you want to make it somewhere, you need to be consistent. It's all about consistency and doing that. So in an effort to do that, I'm going to basically shut down the channel. Now, all the content that's there is still going to be there. I'm not killing the channel. What I'm going to do is I'm more or less going to just leave it as an open channel to do live streams like this, as often as I can. I'm going to schedule one specific day so that if you're here watching right now, or you're someone who picks up this video later and says, oh, I'd really love to check in live because I want to chat with him, or I want to, or I would love to, to be in his chat room and be involved in this, or if you don't want to, that's all good too. But maybe you want to catch it live, maybe you don't. I'll chop this stuff up into other streams as well. I mean, into other like videos on demand and whatnot, so people can like check out what's going on here, and it'll be on all my socials. I'll be doing shorter and shorter videos. But what I'm going to do is in the process of leaving this open from now, I think in January I'm going to restart video essays, and I'm going to restart album of the day and some other little tidbits. But I think my goal over the next 4 months is just to create as much content as possible, and schedule it, because the video essays that I do they're timeless, most of them. This live stream will serve as a way for me to get what I would normally call quick takes out, which aren't so quick anymore. So I think I'm going to disband the quick takes on this channel, because there's another channel I'm starting, which will be a sports channel. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I was going to call it the Sports Riot, but it seems that somebody has stolen that name. I had that name legally back in 2010. But I haven't been utilizing it, and someone took it and did something really cool with it, actually. So I'm actually kind of proud and happy that the name went on to be a pretty decent site called the Sports Riot, which does similar to what we wanted to do as a sports entity, me, my friend Jay, which were sports comedy, essentially. Like, we take our sports seriously and we take our fandoms seriously, but it's sports. So at the same time, as much seriousness and angst that comes from our teams either being good, bad, or otherwise, there's a lot of comedy in almost every single scenario in any sport, and we're going to kind of probably focus on that more than the analytical stuff. There's enough analysis out there that you don't need me. I'm not a former player. I'm not a former coach. I'm not someone who is sat in a room with these big coaches, or like, I'm a sports person from a fan standpoint, and that's how we're going to take our show. We're going to take our channel and our show from a fan standpoint. So the type of things you're going to be able to see over there, probably starting in January, content-wise, will be, I don't know, I'm going to do some profiles about players who probably should have gotten more attention. There's going to be a series called Last Rites, which I'm also going to incorporate on the Redbeard Videos channel right here, which is going to be whatever the last rites were. So it could be a band's last concert, an artist's last concert, a band or an artist's last show. Over on the sports side, it could be the last time something happened, or the last season of a prolific career, or something like that, or the last time like if a team like the Cleveland as the Indians haven't won a championship since like the 1950s. So maybe I'll do a profile on the last time they did that. These are like last rights, okay? That's what we're going to call that anyway. And then I'll do a profile, like I've already written a script to do a profile on Ricky Vaughn of said former Cleveland Indians from the movie Major League, but I'm gonna treat him like he's an actual player. So like this, so this is the type of stuff we're gonna do. But then on top of that, my friend my friend Jay and I are gonna re-team up, and we're gonna do a podcast, video cast, whatever, and we'll do a live stream on the Redbeard Sports channel, and we will convert that to a podcast, and it'll show up on all your podcast sites or whatever. And that might start sooner than later. That might actually start in the next month or so. So I kind of just wanted to let you all know, because and the lesson that was learned this weekend, what I was talking about was one of my kids. There was one particularly sized crowd one night, and then a lesser crowd the next day, and he kind of got disappointed. He's like, "Well, I wish we were playing for that crowd again today." And I said to him, because I've been a performer. I've been a performer on off-Broadway stages. I've been a performer on regional theater stages. I've been in bands, and I've played for as many as 5,000 people, and I've played for as few as 5 people, right? And you got to put out the equal amount of work and effort if you want to be taken seriously, whether it's for 5,000 people or 5 people. Like that's the moral of the story. And I have roughly 2,500, I believe, was the last time I checked, in terms of subscribers, almost 2,600. So I have almost 2,600 streamer subscribers. And I have decided that I'm going to treat all 2,600 of you as if you're 26,000 or 260,000. And I'm going to try and really put an honest effort. Not to say that I'm really proud of the work that I've done so far. I have over 100 videos on my channel in 4 years. I'm pretty happy with my output. But I do agree that it needs to be more consistent in terms of the daily and the weekly. So I'm going to try my hardest to put out some daily shorts on all my sites. So you know all of my places, the TikToks, the maybe I can do this right now. Where the fuck is my I hate when I lose shit. It drives me crazy. I I'm going to be putting I'm going to be putting content out on all my social media places, as well as my Patreon. Patreon's going to have exclusive stuff that's not going to be able to be seen anywhere else. And that's also Redbeard videos, and that's going to be $3 a month. That's all that's going to be, is $3 a month. And you're going to have a bunch of extra stuff, like Old School, which will be an accounting of radio interviews that I did that were basically only heard once. Like, they were only heard once, and then they disappeared into the ether. And I want to put them back out there again because I'm proud of them. I've interviewed over 100 artists in my life, and I've had some really good conversations with the likes of like Jeff Tate and Sinister Gates and Joe Duplantier and Mario Duplantier from Gojira. Sinister Gates, of course, being from Avenged Sevenfold. Johnny Hawkins from Nothing More, who I'm going to talk about in a moment here because we've drifted apart quite a bit. I have Devin Townsend several times, Steven Wilson several times, Tommy Rogers from Between the Buried and Me several times. So I have a lot of interesting, cool, what I find to be cool interviews. Dream Theater, Coheed and Cambria, Arsonist Gets All the Girls, Dillinger Escape Plan, lots, Anthrax. So I've spoken to a lot of artists, and I don't want that to disappear forever. So I'm gonna make videos out of them. They're radio interviews, but I'm gonna make videos, and you'll be able to listen to them. There's not going to be anything special to watch really, unless you just want to see pictures of who I'm talking to. Um, I might do a little bit more on the video side or whatever, but in any case, it's $3 a month. Also, over there will be outtakes because I like making fun of myself. So there'll be some outtakes over there, and I'm gonna take the 1 minute albums that I've already done, which I think I have about 100 of them, which are 1 minute videos, and I'm just gonna combine them to 10 minute videos. So you can listen to 10 minute mini documentaries on specific albums in one shot if you want to just sit and like listen to them in a podcast or watch them in a video, fall asleep to them, whatever you do. I'm all down with that because ultimately it's your $3, so you do what you want with them. And there'll be other things, there'll be a lot of other things going into the I may start live streaming over there. I know that there are copyright issues, but there are certain things I'd love to do. Like I would love to watch Devin Townsend's The Moth Project. He did this concert. I'll pay for it, and we can all get together and watch it together, and that would be great. Like that's the kind of thing that I would totally do. Or like when we were doing I made the mistake of broadcasting it on TikTok, the Ozzy Osbourne back to the beginning, his final concert, essentially, his funeral, his memorial, essentially, is what it turned out to be. His in-person, self-attended memorial is what it turned out to be. And I did that on TikTok, and I got through half the day before they blocked me, before they took it down. But on Patreon, that wouldn't happen. On Patreon, that's a paywall. So we could do some of that stuff there, and that will be fun. It's Redbeard videos over at Patreon. So I guess in essence, I have about 3 or 4 more videos that I had they're not produced yet. They're recorded, and I'm going to produce them and put them out this season, finishing up season 4, and then I'm going to cut it until January, the first week of January. And I'm gonna tie up my favorite 25 my all-time favorite 25 albums of this century so far, of this millennium, if you will. I also have some tier lists that I want to get to, and like I said, there's going to be new series, like Last Rites is going to be a new one that I'm going to be doing. I'm still going to be doing these listen throughs, and as they pop up, I'll do them. They may be a little bit late. Like, for example, I'm going to tell you the next video to come out is probably going to be my listen through of the newest Styx album, which is over a month old now. But like I said, I have forgotten great swaths of this of this summer. I actually got an advanced copy of that album 3 weeks in advance from their management, Styx, and I did not listen to it until last week, and I recorded it. So you'll have my first initial responses to what the newest Styx album sounds like to me. And being a huge Styx fan, it was an interesting video. It's a long one, but the full length video will be shown on Patreon with the songs and all, and the edited version will be on YouTube, where I can't play the music because A, I'm aiming for monetization, and B, they just take my shit down anyway if I'm playing a lot of copyrighted music. And to listen through an entire album, that's a lot. That's a lot of copyrighted material to be going through. So that's always been the rule since I started that. I've done 3 of the listen throughs so far. 4th one will be on the way. And if you want to see the full unvarnished truth and unedited version of said listen throughs, you'd have to go to Patreon and check that out. Now, my final thing is I want to get to 10,000. It really is right now. Like, things are just not great in this country as a whole at the moment. From a political standpoint, from a monetary standpoint, from a financial standpoint. Like things aren't great. Things are not tremendous. And a lot of people are worried. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are mad. A lot of people are angry. I'm one of them. But I will tell you that I take a lot of solace in music and watching content about music and playing video games and watching content about video games. Like, these are things that are um, healing to my soul. They're a balm for me, and I think for a lot of you as well. I see a lot of podcasts popping up. I see a lot of content creators like on TikTok and whatnot, just trying to make their way through this mess. None of us want to work for anybody because the people that we work for are a bunch of rich assholes. So we'd rather just be getting by. So if I could get to 10,000 followers, I believe that would put me in that position to just get by. Between that and I'm also on Whatnot too. I sell vinyl. As you can clearly see behind me, I have cassettes and vinyl down there. Like, so I sell vinyl, I sell cassettes. I have quite the collection. So you can go to Whatnot. It's also Redbeard videos. Like, I made this so easy for everybody. Like, everything is Redbeard videos. Everything. It's the place to find me is Redbeard videos. That's it. That's where you find me. And if you don't find me interesting, then that's cool. But maybe you find my cassette and my vinyl collections interesting. In any case, I'm doing giveaways over there for items sold. However, over here, all I want is your patronage. Like, all I want is for you to engage and hang out and talk music with me. And maybe I'm not the person you want to talk music with, but if you have a few friends or whatever, um, I'm going to give away something fairly big when I get to 10,000 follows. And I don't know what that's going to be yet, but it's going to be like over $100 value. And if you're a subscriber to this channel, you will you'll be part of that. You'll get part of that. And I've done contests before. If you go onto my channel and you flip back, I gave away 2 floor weekend passes to Sonic Temple 2 years ago. Um, that came out to like over $1,000, and I gave those away. So, and I don't have like sponsorships or anything. Like I wish I did, but I just don't. So, um, so I want to start since we're kind of in a down spot here while we're feeling down at the moment. Let me let's
Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it.
And can write music as well as Metallica. And I don't know what that does to live music. I don't know. Like, does this become something that goes on where you put a mechanical band out there? Or do you get human beings to learn the music and then play the music? Like, where does this go? And I'm sorry, Johnny Hawkins, but I think your logic is short sighted. See, you're 10 years or however many years into a career, right? Like, how long you been around? 2004. Your first major release was 2014. So you're 10 years into this business. Okay? How old are you, Johnny Hawkins? How old are you? How old is Johnny Hawkins? They're not going to tell me. Yeah, nobody cares. But I'm going to go ahead and just guess that Johnny Hawkins is in his 40s or close to it, maybe late 30s. So, how many more years does he really have in this industry? Especially when he's already starting to have voice problems. Like, he's already starting to have, they've already canceled a show or two because dude's having voice issues. So I don't know how much longer he has and I don't know how much longer this band has. They've already lost some members. I think there's only 2 OGs left. So, of course, he would have the point of view that he can survive another 10 years before AI catches up, right? But what happens if AI does get good enough to write music better than anybody? What happens? Then that's another art that's taken away, right? Or are you viewing that more as a competition? Because we saw what happens to bands who all of a sudden like that they when they meet an opposing force. Can anybody remember hair metal from like the late 80s, early 90s? Literally smashed with a shovel. Like I have never seen a complete and total wipeout in my life. And that was other humans that came along with a different sound that just went, well, this is over. Time for something new. Right? Now, of course, hair metal acts are still around. They're nostalgia acts. They have their tours. They have their festivals. And I guess they're surviving, all right? Because they're still all out there. They're still all out with their equipment. And they look fine. You know what I mean? Like, they don't look like they're dying or anything, most of them. So, I don't know. I think the jury is out on AI. I, for one, am very, very against it in use of art. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's something that certainly should be used more on more important things, like figuring out how to disable nuclear weapons, or figuring out how to cure cancer, or open heart surgery, allowing us to live longer, making our health better, helping with the economy, driving, how to make, how come AI, how come we can't use AI to figure out how to stop polluting the planet? I mean, I know AI is like not good for the planet. So how come it can't figure out its own problem? Like AI, cryptocurrency, horrific for the environment. So if it's so fucking smart and talented, why can't it figure out how to save this planet? And I'm afraid to say it, but I know AI's answer to saving the planet would be the Ultron answer, no? Or the Thanos answer, right? Like, the less we have resources, the less human beings there need to be. Or Ultron's thing, Tony Stark, Iron Man, said a coat of armor around the Earth Ultron said, we don't need a coat of armor around the Earth. We need you people to get the fuck out of here because you're parasites. And we are. We absolutely are. So if we're going to use our big brains to build bigger brains because we can't figure out how to fix shit, let's stop messing with the people who are giving us our entertainment and who work very hard to become good at what they do so they can provide this entertainment for us. And let's not outsource that to some computer when we should be outsourcing way more important things to computers. All right? Now, I'm not trying to discount the importance of art. In fact, I think it's the most important thing in our society. I believe it's the only thing that truly brings us all together. You can go to a baseball stadium anywhere in the country tonight, and if you wear the appropriate color jersey in the appropriate colors in the appropriate stadium, we all can get along, right? And even if we don't, I've worn New York Mets jerseys to Yankee Stadium, and I caught shit, but it was all in fun, right? It was all in fun. It was all in baseball fun. That's all it was. So you start taking away, like, how long is it going to be before we have mechanical baseball players or mechanical football players or mechanical soccer players or mechanical, like, we're not that far. If they're able to make music as good as human beings, why can't you build a robot that can skate and shoot a slap shot as well as Wayne Gretzky or Alexander Ovechkin, right? So, I mean, that's my thing with AI, man. I just keep it out of art. Use it for more important things. There's no reason. There's no reason. And as far as Johnny Hawkins' take goes, I don't know. I think you've kind of played yourself out as it is, so it doesn't really matter. He'll be gone soon anyway. All right. Do we want to play some? You want to play some Marvel Snap with me? I know this isn't a video game thing. You know what? Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna end this stream here. Yeah, I'm gonna end this stream here, and I'm gonna go on my Twitch stream and do this. I think that's what I might do. All right. Well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, until next time, thank you so much for being here with me, as I so much enjoy being here with you. Please check out all the socials. Please like and subscribe and all the other stuff. And I don't know. Until next time, peace and love. Bye.